Today, we talk about racism and belonging. And before we even begin, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you actually listened to somebody? Not just respond, but understand them. Understand their perspective and how society needs to move toward change. Here in BC, many youngcomers still face racism in their daily lives. Whether it's in school, in public spaces, or sometimes even as jokes. Even though these jokes might not really matter to you, they can deeply affect how a person sees themselves. And in communities like Delta, where diversity is growing, the question is not only how we live together, but how well we listen, understand, and change for each other. This is our project, a space where we slow things down and make room for voices that are often unheard. Perhaps because we're too young, too naive, or we just simply don't belong. We are doing this not to debate, nor it is to prove a point, but for you to listen and better understand us. Today, you will hear directly from members of the Delta Youth Newcomer Advisory Table, sharing real experiences and honest reflections, and what it truly means to feel welcomed and like you belong here. So take a moment, lean in and listen, because understanding begins when you listen.
My name is Kaylee. I am the daughter of a Chinese Canadian, a Taiwanese immigrant who came here when she was around 7.
Hi, my name is Yuvi, and I'm in grade 9. I moved to Canada when I was 4, and I was born in India.
My name's Josh. I am 18 years old. My family comes from Singaporean, Irish, and Norwegian ancestry.
My name is Daewon Kim, and I am a grade 11 student, and I am from South Korea. I came to Canada in December 2024.
I am Carmen Kaur, and I'm a 15-year-old who lives in Delta right now. I was born and raised in India. Why racism matters to you?
Although I haven't experienced racism myself firsthand, I have seen it affect both my friends and my family.
It's like a really deeply rooted problem in, our society these days.
I know how impactful it is and how hurtful it can be.
This topic matters to me because I am here in the most diverse races are living together.
Even though we don't notice it, it affects somebody. It affects how they see themselves. It affects their confidence.
Is there anything that people often maybe assume about you when they first meet you?
I actually don't really know. I feel like maybe a stereotype.
They see me and then they kind of put up a boundary because I'm maybe not the type of person that their group looks like.
They usually think that I don't like the North Korean because I am from South Korea, but I don't have any bad emotion.
We are so quick to judge by how we dress or how we look.
There are different questions about my religion, because there are many different religions with the same race as mine.
When you first arrived in Canada, Delta, or if you grew up here, did you feel welcomed?
I remember coming in grade 3 and getting bullied all the time because I just didn't fit in these small things that people put up boundaries to wanting to know more about people, and that causes that isolation.
Everybody knows themselves, and I'm just there, new. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the culture. I don't know people, and I'm like, those 2 months were pretty hard.
I actually did feel very, very welcomed, and I think a big part of that was because I was young, as well as in my community there were a lot of families that came from a similar background to ours.
Yeah, I've always felt welcomed, but my mom, she immigrated here from Taiwan when she was really young, and I think her experiences were so much more different, coming here, a whole different experience for her. Like, she felt kind of out of place. Can you recall a moment when you felt different or out of place?
A lot of the time, even just jokes that people make, insensitive comments. I know, and I've seen small comments stick with me throughout like my whole life. And some nights I literally repeat comments in my head of things that people have said like 8 years ago. These small things that cause you to feel like you're separated from people, and when we only sit in that and we don't have people to support us and to make us realize that that's not who we actually are. Those comments don't define us.
There were a group of people, I don't even know if they wanted to be friends, but I genuinely did not feel comfortable with how they were acting towards me, and I don't know what the reason was. I just kind of distanced myself from them. And even now, I respect them. I would love to work with them, but it just doesn't feel right to be with such people.
My mother tongue or my first language was Hindi. So when I moved here, it was obviously English, and I didn't always understand what the teacher was asking me to do. So that was in Strong Start. But eventually, as I had more time to practice, and having teachers the same ethnicity as me definitely helped. How do you experience belonging in the Delta community today?
Well, I think there's like a lot of like really great programs and resources and events.
This is a hard question to
No, it's
answer.
okay, take your time. You got this.
There's not maybe as many areas as there should be where people can belong.
Yeah.
I see people that might be from entirely different backgrounds and family and all of that, they can still share that bond.
When I use the facilities in the recreation center, I use the same community card with as the everyone else in their community. So that makes me I'm belonging to this.
There are specific groups that help you feel welcomed. So I think it is really shaping to be a really good place.
What does racism look like from your point of view?
I think racism comes down to the small things, not just not including people, but not understanding them.
From my perspective, racism causes unnecessary fight in our society.
When I see racism, I see it most prominent in situations where there isn't a lot of diverse perspective. It's mostly one way of thinking.
It's something we humans do to just fit in and feel like we belong.
Do you think it's more subtle or obvious?
I feel like it's gotten so subtle because it's like we've almost normalized it now.
It's, yeah, I was just saying, like, it's very subtle, I think. Racism is most prominent in the groups of people when they're surrounded with their own group.
Yeah.
And they create their own ideas about other people without talking to them about it.
Yeah.
I think here it is a little more subtle, so it may be in everyday conversations, just like those tiny assumptions or those tiny little comments that you may think are okay, but they may actually be very harmful.
It is subtle because it's not aggressive, but it can mean so much. It can emotionally damage one. No pressure. Would you like to share any of those experiences with the world today?
So my pronunciation is not perfect, but some people makes the fun of my pronunciation, and I feel sad or at.
I feel so lucky to not have experienced anything too severe. I'd say, like peak of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Like, how people like were making all these crazy assumptions online. I feel like that was kind of when I felt it the most.
Two guys, they just walk in, and I had one of my other friends who's also Asian, and they just walk in and they go like, he wasn't even Chinese, by the way. They just go like, by the way, this can be kind of mean, but I don't mean it. They just go like, you're the first Chinese with such big eyes. And they make racist jokes about that.
Is usually when people specifically seclude you from a group. And especially when you are trying to make connections and it feels like you're being pushed away. Yeah, I've had that a few times. I know one or two people in the group, and then I'm like, I have like friends as part of that group, and then, but the second that I start to get close to that group, and then they start to say things, and then I, like, don't necessarily agree with those things, I'm suddenly an outcast.
Yeah.
And I'm suddenly not part of that group. Yeah, that can really hurt. And there's a lot of different struggles that people face coming from refugee and immigrant background. That's not just language, that's not just culture. And I can't even imagine how often that does happen for a lot of people. And my mom has experienced that as well.
Yeah.
On the bus, she's been told, go back to China before. Like,
When I went to play soccer with my brother, we met three guys there, and when they passed by us, they said some racist comment to us, and that makes me and my brother to think about, like, why did we came here? So,
Even with my friends, it's like kind of weird right now. I have Indian friends and I talk to them once or twice and we were on call and they just go like, oh, your accents all changed. And it's like so white right now. I'm like, dude, it's because I'm in this community and yes, it's gonna impact me by my accent, but I don't feel like you need to judge that. I feel like it's just you need to accept me for who I am without even my accent. And even if my accent wasn't this right now, I feel like I should be accepted anywhere. Why do you think teenagers or people, they stay quiet when they see racism?
You don't want to be alone, and
Yeah.
you don't want to start like a whole entire argument. And it's just about being quiet and staying out of trouble.
I think it's fear. Honestly, like people are, like afraid of like being seen as too moral. If I see something, maybe they can turn on me and start saying things back at me. And just like people are afraid of being, targeted.
nobody wants to get involved in conflict, even if it's helping someone else, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the struggle. We know what is right, and we need to stand for that, and we need to recognize that it doesn't matter what that person thinks about us. Mm-hmm. It matters more what that person is going to say or do or act to another person and cause them to experience racism, whether it's direct or indirect.
I think it's because they do not cause any big conflict, and the for me, I'm an international student now, and the punishment is different to the just other students.
I can understand that everything is scary, but this need to fit in can harm so many people. Moving on, we would like to introduce a mystery box, and I don't know what's in it, but it's two objects from your side that represent you.
Open this up.
Bring out the mystery box.
So good.
In the what?
I have two big objects.
It's something I kind of wear every day. It's something that just connects me to my roots, I feel like. It says my name in Hindi, and it's not anything special, but I find that it just reminds me of who I am, where I'm from.
Oh, that's her right there. Oh, so cute. Yeah, it's my mom. She just gave these to me to share because, she had a kind of a tough time when she first came here, and I just wanted to shine a little light on my mom.
I used to wear these as a kid, and I was going to bring the shoes. Even though my parents, none of them have Afghan background, they both spent time immersing themselves in the culture, and a lot of that was instilled in me.
Keychain is this character wearing the traditional clothes in Korea, so it represents my nationality.
It represents who I am and me culturally. I personally grew up with a Punjabi family, and it is super, super, super cool to me to learn other cultures, but I never want to forget where I come from. What does real change look like to you?
I think real change would be people actually accepting others and not making assumptions.
Allowing us to be more open and asking questions and being curious. And we actually play a huge role in that because other people like when people are curious about them.
We have to teach them that we should not judge people before we get to know them.
It's more than just talking. It's more than just us being here in conversations. It's standing up.
Opening conversations with people, having spaces where we can specifically talk about, and doing things like this with videos and getting youth voices out.
I think it's very important that we learn about their culture.
Education along with empathy, learn stories. I think it's so beautiful to share each other's cultures, backgrounds.
I don't expect you to understand everything about me, but I expect you to understand the part that I show to you. It matters to me, and I need you to respect it. And what can we as teenagers, as the youth and the future of the world, can do?
We do need to speak up more, because that is the only way that we will be able to grow.
An adult connecting with a youth is kind of hard sometimes because it's different. It's like they're an adult and then it's like a youth. It's just sometimes a message won't get through as clearly. But if a youth is connecting with another youth, I think it is so much more it's we're on the same level. The experiences I've gone through too. Youths can really make a huge impact on others, influence and stuff.
When they witness or experience racism, they can speaking up it or just participate the project like this project.
Youth has such an amazing role in this world. We have such an impactful voice, and literally everything we do can matter so much if we realize that it does matter. Adults will listen to us if we actually be mature and we understand these circumstances and we put our opinion out there. And if someone's watching right now who has experienced racism, what is your message to them?
They're really great people.
In action, it always has an effect on somebody. There will always be an effect whether they show it or not. And I think it's so, it's impactful.
If they experience racism in the future, they have to speak up.
You don't need to change yourself to belong. You just need to be yourself, and everyone around them needs to understand and learning each other's culture. And what gives you hope to move forward as the youth?
So what gives me hope is that there is being many new groups like these which are helping youth understand and they're helping them learn about others.
The Artemis 2 crew, they just landed back on Earth yesterday, and they were so inspiring to me, seeing the first women to orbit the moon, so many it's a diverse group, right? It's just it gave me a lot of hope. It was really inspiring to see
the youth. But the youth has so much potential if we really, really try to understand and help others.
It's our job as people now that are here, that know the struggles, to go into those spaces and understand a bigger picture and a bigger perspective than their own.
And what's something you want the world to know? A message for everybody?
I think something would be just something repeated, that it doesn't matter what someone else says. Don't change your identity. Don't change who you are. You are enough.
It doesn't hurt to be open-minded, and that, love is more worthwhile than hate all the time.
We all have been judged by others at some point. That's humanity. Humans judge other humans, and we need to learn to work towards that by having discussions with each other and understanding the other person. What you believe or how you have been raised or the experiences that you've had, we all have something to share with each other. And true belonging looks like when people are comfortable with everyone around them.
People can get hurt by the small actions or things that you don't think is a big thing. So people in the world should be careful what are they saying.
It's not about communication. It's not about who you are. It's not about changing yourself, but it's about being yourself and understanding others.
We can all empathize in different ways, and sometimes it does make me angry, but I think that anger needs to come more from a place of wanting to love others and wanting to fight for others to have those same rights and those same ability to belong.
That's really beautiful.
As we heard from these conversations today, a welcoming community forms when we choose to listen and understand. As the youth, I want you to be the change. Be the one who chooses to listen and create change without any judgments. regarding race, or even more than just race. It can be their gender, their identity, their culture, or any other intersectionalities. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it starts when you listen.